Hey, people of YouTube. I had this dream about a week ago and I've been trying to post a video on it. But here goes, we'll see if I have some success. So it was very vivid. It was like, it seemed to be one of those dreams, like it just felt like you'd been dreaming all night long. And I was with this ex-girlfriend that I quite loved at the time, and we had this toxic relationship. We had a lot of sex in our relationship, and then we'd have a lot of fighting as well, and it was just ups and downs all the time. And in this dream, we're in this mutual environment. It looked like a place we'd been living together, and both our cars were in the parking lot, and something had happened to her car, and we so I've offered to drive her around, and I'm driving around the car, and she's just abusing me the whole time on her phone, and I rock up at this restaurant, and she's like, "Oh, you're going there to eat, are you?" And then she just walked off without saying anything else. And I was like, "Oh yeah." So I've walked off to go there, and then next minute I'm in another scene where I've rocked up in a motorcycle, and she's at this table with her friends, a round table, and there's like one booth and a couple of seats there, and she's just making fun of me in front of all her friends, and then she points over to this kid and goes, "Oh, I've got a little one," and I'm like, "Okay," and I didn't question it. I just sat down, but as we're sitting down, it gets to a point when I'm laying down on the booth seat while they're still making fun of me. She's on her phone, just not even looking at me, talking to a person on the phone while she's also like taking photos and doing Instagram and all that stuff. And then like I'm hugging her intently, like I basically couldn't hold her any tighter, and she's not even aware of it. And so fast forward several years later, it's been maybe another 10 years on. I find myself in another similar relationship where I've been in it for 3.5 years, and I've put all my love and all my time into it. And I'm the friendliest guy anyone's going to meet. I'm considerate. I try and help out where I can, and I donate money without blowing a trumpet. Like, I don't have to tell everyone I've given someone money. The same with when I do them a favor. I don't have to like tell people about it. But this partner, like, from the beginning, I could never do anything to satisfy her. She was like a bottomless pit. She went on about, "Oh, I need to get money to show off to my parents in Vietnam that, we're serious together, so can I have $6,000? And I was like, "What for?" And she's like, "Oh, I just want to get us both a necklace each. And it's pure gold. It's really good in Vietnam." So I was like, okay, I trusted her. And then it was like, my ex, that's been my ex for 8 years, we're still in court together, and he just won't let me go. So I try to help her with her court. And then, we're still married, he still won't divorce me. So I paid for that. That was like about $2,000. And then I want to get a house, so I want a guy that's serious for me. So I went and did that, and like I paid off all her debt, and the list goes on and on. But never did she appreciate any of it. It was just expected. And the whole time we were going out, it was like she didn't want to have any physical contact with me. It was like always a chore for her. And I never twigged that maybe it's because she had other guys in the background, because she just come across like a good person. Like her lies were just really authentic. And I guess that's the hardest pill to swallow. Like I put 3.5 years of my life into this person, but they didn't put any effort in themselves. And they spent the whole time jealous of me, envying me whenever I got like a good job or I got a good break from something. Money came my way from unexpectedly, you know. So she just slandered me against everyone in town and basically just tried to destroy me. But I'm glad, because the fact is, like, now I know who she is and I know all those people in town are no good. So I don't have to have anything to do with them. But I guess the point of my story is I started questioning, well, what's wrong with me? Because I'm a lovely guy, but it's like, even since I was a kid, like I've just been too much for people. People have just hated me for no reason. And it's like in John 15:18, if the world hateth you, we know that it hated me before it hated you. Because everyone hated Jesus for no reason. And it was his light, you know, his love. You know, people aren't ready for love. You know, they just can't accept it. They're like, what's the catch? You know, what are you after? They just can't accept someone that's authentic and genuine. And now that I've learnt that, then I had to ask myself, well, what's wrong with me? Why? How did this happen? And I start to realize that a lot of the problem is me, because I had chinks in my armor, you know, like I had past trauma, you know, fear of abandonment, you know, I was a people pleaser, you know, this and that. But I've spent the last 6 weeks working on myself, and I'm just completely different now. I see things differently, and I understand why this has happened now. And I guess I'm making this video to say to people that if you're stuck in a relationship, whether you're a Christian or not, and this person just makes you feel drained, makes you feel unloved, it's not something you've done. It's them. They don't want you in their life, and it's a bitter pill to swallow, but it's something you have to reconcile with, and you have to take it to God, and then you have to leave them and restart your life, because sometimes we lean on our flesh and we get involved with a partner that's not someone that God would ever set us up with, and we suffer for it. And you know, this person in my life, she's got a mental problem, and it's not something that's easy to detect by shallow people that don't have a deep relationship with her, that don't know her well. They just accept her on the surface level. Oh, she's a bit of fun, she's this and that. But they don't know how mental she is. And it's not her fault. It's obviously some childhood trauma that has caused this pain and caused her to put up all these walls and caused her to make this illusionary world, which she hides herself on Facebook and behind filters and all this stuff. But it's something she has to deal with, eh? Like, she has to deal with her own pain and start living authentically, because otherwise it's going to kill her. It's just going to eat her alive, all those lies. And, you know, like halfway through our marriage, she told me she wanted to be a Christian. She just copied everything I wanted to do because she was jealous. Like, oh, I'm a good Christian lady now. I'm actually a better Christian than you. And it's like, well, I can't see that, but it's great that you're at least trying. But the thing is, she wasn't. Her fruit wasn't producing from the Spirit. She was still following Buddha and following some old practices from her local town that I won't get into in this video. But it was quite diabolical, the things she's following, and then she says she's a Christian. And the thing is, when you stamp God's name on things, like you've got Facebook posts, or you've, put posts up on Instagram saying, I love God, God loves me. It's like in Galatians 6:7, be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And God says a man cannot serve two masters, because he'll either resent one or hate the other, which means you can't serve Satan and God at the same time. But yeah, most people in town think she's this godly person. And that's another thing where I just have to, move on with my life, because there's no understanding people with this kind of brokenness. All I can do is pray for her and hope she receives healing from God, because he's the only one that could fix this kind of behaviour. But at the same time, it's like I just got to keep working on myself, because once you plug those holes, those narcissists cannot get in. There's nothing to attract them, because you don't have anywhere for them to attack. So I guess the most important thing I can say to people is feel your feelings, and listen to your gut. If your gut tells you, oh, this person really doesn't love me, it's not a mistake. You know yourself better than they do, and you need to accept what you felt in your spirit, that this person is lying to you, and just to move on with your life, and things will work out. God will align the right people for you in life. That's what he's doing for me right now. And praise the Lord. Just before I left my wife, she, to be honest, she left me, but then I just didn't take her back when she came back a few days later after silent treatment. But from the 6 weeks ago, our last conversation, I had a sore knee, and when she found out I had a sore knee, she had a smirk on her face, like she was so happy that I was feeling not well. And then she wanted to go out for dinner somewhere, and I said, "Oh, look, I don't want to go out to dinner for you, because you're not very nice. You belittle me." And then she broke up with me, and that's when God stepped in, and ever since it's just been it's been 6 weeks of heaven. It's just been getting better and better. I'm getting stronger and closer to God, and I'm just feeling happy. I haven't been happy in 3.5 years, and now I've got no worries. They thought that I needed them, but it was the other way around. Her and her son needed me, but that's on them. I just want everyone else to know that you can just get rid of your weaknesses, and then the right people will come into your life. And just ask God, pray on everything, that they come through. And God bless all of you, and I hope you have a great weekend.